Hi everyone, and welcome to my Corvette channel. Today we're going to talk about those Corvette packages, 1LT, 2LT, and 3LT. But you're probably saying, well, wait a minute, Rick, there's 4 cars. You guys are observant. Welcome to the channel. And yes, I'm going to show you why I have 4 cars to talk about 3 different packages here on today's episode. Thanks again for taking the time to join us. In case you don't know who I am, my name is Rick Conti, and I'm just like a lot of you out there in the audience. I'm a huge fan of this car. Here's the other cool thing. I get to represent this car within the retail marketplace, sharing your stories, your journeys, having the business opportunities with you guys all across the country really means a lot. So thank you again for that in advance. The things we've done on this channel and the things we're about to share with you today, I hope gives us more opportunities going forward in the future. If anything, I just hope you enjoy the information that we're about to provide for you. Here's the bottom line. You're going to spend good money on this car. I just want you to feel good where you're spending it. And here's another thing I want to remind you. No matter what package you have, I want you to get out there and enjoy your car. Just recently, I was talking to one of my past customers. He has a C7 Corvette, but he is just so busy. I talked to him and he says, you know, Rick, I just haven't had time to enjoy my car. You know what, man? You've got to make time to enjoy it. And here's the best way to enjoy that is not having a destination. Just throw your stuff in the car and just go. Just go and enjoy the drive, enjoy the car, enjoy the company, and stop along the way. Say, oh, that's a nice shop. Let's go check that out. Oh, that's a nice bed and breakfast. Let's stay there. Let's go eat here. Get out there and enjoy your car, regardless if it's just for a little weekend trip, if it's every day. But by all means, don't. You know, here's the thing. If you got 500 miles on your car, you got 5,000, you got 50,000 in 3, 4, 5 years, there's not going to be a big disparity as far as the value of that car. So get your money's worth. Now, speaking of getting your money's worth, let's talk about these Corvette packages. 1LT, 2LT, 3LT, and in respect to Z06, 1LZ, 2LZ, and 3LZ. Well, guys, in regards to these packages, whether it's a 1LT Stingray or Grand Sport or a 1LZ Z06, these are by far the best value Corvettes in the 7th generation that we've ever had. Let me show you. Okay, the reason we've got 4 cars is because there's a big difference in the 1LT package in Stingray and Grand Sport versus the 1LZ and Z06. Show you this in just a moment. Let's start with the 1LT for Stingray and Grand Sport. Now, it's important to point out before we get into the differences of the packages that all your Corvettes come standard with OnStar, Sirius XM radio, and 4G LTE Wi-Fi. And guys, just let me say this. If you've not had an opportunity to experience a C7 Corvette, this is by far the best frame support, the best balanced car we've ever had. What a blast to drive, it really is. Okay, in the 1LT, on both sides, you're going to have a power recline and a power adjust on your seat. You're going to have power steering column. That's for up and down and in and out. 1LT comes standard with a 9-speaker Bose system. A backup camera. Now, for all of the Corvette coupes, they come standard with a lift-off panel. Your convertibles come standard with a power top. And all Corvettes come standard with Michelin run-flat tires. Now, there's a couple of small differences on the Stingray 1LT versus the Stingray Z51 1LT. Z51 car will come with bigger brakes, a dry sump oil system, and if you notice that ductwork on the top of the rear quarters, those on Z51 are functional for rear differential cooler and transmission cooler. In addition, Z51 now comes standard with performance exhaust. Same story when you go to Grand Sport 1LT. Bigger brakes, dry sump oil system, functional ductwork, also comes with magnetic ride control and performance exhaust standard on 1LT. Now let's talk about Z06 and its 1LZ package. It too has some unique features that aren't available on Stingray and Grand Sport. Now, all the standard stuff we've been talking about on 1LT, Z06 gets in the 1LZ package with the power seats, power steering column, the Bose 9-speaker system. Now this is a 1LZ Z06. I chose a red interior for a reason. You guys notice anything different on this particular car? All right, well, let's look at the red interior on a 1LT Stingray Grand Sport. Do you notice any difference? When you order a red interior on Z06, even in a 1LZ, you get the red stitching. And that red stitching is nicely contoured throughout the entire interior. And because you get the red stitching, you get the red paddles. Now here's the other cool thing that you get on a 1 package for Z06 that you don't get on Stingray or Grand Sport, and that's head-up display. Oh, and what's this on a 1LZ package? Navigation? We'll talk about that as we move on to 2LT. Now, before we actually jump into the 2LT package, let me just jump back in this Grand Sport. That's a 1LT, same as Stingray with the red seats. You'll see the red is only the seats. Notice the stitching, still nicely contoured, but it's done in gray, and there's no red paddles like you get in a 1LZ. Well, I told you guys, it doesn't matter if you're looking at a 1LT Stingray, Z51, Grand Sport, or a 1LZ Z06. This is the best content we've ever had in Corvette. It's an incredible value. Now let's talk about 2LT. Now, whether it's a Stingray, Z06, or Grand Sport, 2LTs and 2LZs, you'll notice them right away with these front parking cameras in the grille, one on each side. All right, before we hop in this 2LT, let me just point out we're looking at a Kalahari interior, which is only available on 2 and 3LT. The nice added thing they did just recently, 2LT cars that come with a gray, red, or Kalahari interior, you're going to pick up some extra coloring right there around the driver information center and down your grab handle. Pick a little bit more on the door panels, as you see over there, seats and armrest. Just a nice little accent. Almost looks like the old 3LT. The only part that's missing would be the coloring within the passenger airbag. Now on 2LT, you get an enhancement to your power seats. You still have your power positioning right here, your power recline right here, but this button right here is a multifunctional button. Up and down will squeeze in your power side bolsters. That same button, if you push it forward or back, will increase or decrease your power lumbar. Now on 2LT, you retain the dual climate control, but you pick up the heated and vented seats for both driver and passenger. Notice I said vented seats. These are not an air-conditioned seat, they're simply a vented seat. In your 2LT packages for Stingray and Grand Sport, they come with head-up display. Now, I think one of the neatest features and most helpful features are these front parking cameras that can be accessed on any of your screens that come on your 2LT packages. Key is you have to be driving under 5 miles an hour. When you hit that, it'll help you in your final descent. If there's something stuck in the driveway, these are the two cameras that we showed you earlier right in the grill. But here's what's cool. The software programs overhead, so if you're driving up over top of those parking curbs and what have you, you can see that kind of come into play. And obviously, don't drive past the red line. But if you come right up to the red line, it gives you about a 5-6 inch cushion, so that's kind of cool too. Now here's another way you can access those front parking cameras without touching the screen. If you're in reverse first, and come out of reverse driving under 5 miles an hour, the cameras will automatically be displayed. The 2LT package also comes with a programmable garage door opener, comes with a memory package, also a motion alarm system. As we talked about in the 1LT, it comes standard with a 9-speaker Bose system. In your 2LT packaged cars, it comes with a 10-speaker Bose system. That 10th speaker is located in the back. It's what they refer to it as the bass box. Now, just like we were sitting in earlier, the 1LZ Z06, this 2LT car has navigation. That also comes with the PDR program and your weather program. Those are options within the 1 and 2 packages. It comes standard in the 3 package. Speaking of which, let's go check out the 3. Okay, we're in the 3LT car, and just like the 1 and 2 packages we showed you earlier today, those cars were equipped with navigation. The difference being, in the 1 and 2 packages, you have to pay $17.95 for navigation. In the 3LT, it comes in the package. Now, you would assume that the PDR camera is only for track use. Absolutely not. We did a video on this vlog series. I'll put that link down below in the description, and how to use the PDR in just real world and have some fun with it. So essentially, your 3LT is really a trim package, and I'll break down the pricing differences for you before the end of this video. In 3LT that we're looking at now, the seating surface is in Napa leather. Your dash and door panels in Napa leather. And here's what I want to show you. Look up real close, guys. Now, some folks like to just pick every option, and they want the best of the best. They like that smell of that Napa leather. See how perfect and see how smooth this is? It's beautiful, isn't it? It really is. This is equipped, by the way, with the optional yellow stitching, which reciprocates with yellow paddles. You can also get a blue stitching. I'm sorry, it doesn't come with blue paddles. You get a red stitching, as we saw earlier in the Z06, it comes with red paddles. But again, look at this and how beautiful and how smooth this is. This is what I want you to see. Now, let me back up for a second. Talking about the 2LT, this seating surface is what they call a Moulin leather. This is the Napa leather. For me personally, guys, I can't see, touch, feel the difference in the two, but that is the difference. So when you look at this and how perfect it is, the only downside is if you have jewelry, watches, be careful if you bang up against it. it's not going to be that forgiving. Now I'm popping back over to the 2LT. If you look at this here, and again, you're not going to be able to see it on camera, but it still has a great feel. This is probably why the 2LT is our best-selling package. Now look closely at the material here. A little bit of texture, a little more forgiving for things that you might bump into. Now it doesn't have that soft, supple feel, but it's still a soft to the touch. It doesn't have that nice smell that the Napa leather has, but you're not paying the big difference either. So back to your 3LT, as we talked about, you're going to have the Napa leather. When you do the optional color stitching, again, it comes all across the dash as we showed you earlier. Now what you're looking at here is the optional carbon fiber dash. You can get this in 2 and 3LT packages, not available in a 1. All right, let me try and show you this. This is also part of your 3LT. Your A-pillar wrapping around the windshield, around your B-pillar back there, all in that microfiber suede, including your headliner that only comes in your 3LT package, also out of the microfiber suede. Here's the thing to note too, if you do a Kalahari interior or a light gray interior, this quilted liner will be in that color as well and really adds a nice dimension to the interior. And here are those optional yellow paddles when you go to the yellow stitching, again, only available on the 3LT that we're sitting in right now. So again, the only extra equipment option you get in 3LT is that navigation that comes with the PDR camera. Oh, and let me back up just a little bit. Let me show you something that's standard on Z06 and Grand Sport that we kind of forgot to talk about. And that's going to be the standard 3/4 length rocker. Boy, is it effective from keeping rock chips up the car. Now this is made out of fiberglass, not carbon fiber like the full kits that you see for $3,000 and $4,000. And here's what's neat. It starts off kind of skinny right here, and as you go down the way, you'll notice that it actually gets taller. Well guys, I hope you found this video helpful, and before we go, we're actually going to break down the packages one more time for you, as well as the price differences. But you can see why now, with all the standard content, some of the available features on this car, why I get excited about representing this car. It truly is the best value Corvette we've ever had. Now, as you can see, all the packages, great content, incredible value. Price-wise, the 2LT package for Stingray and Grand Sport is $4,455. When you go to the 3LT, it's $9,745. Now, keep in mind, the 3LT has the navigation of the package. So if you take that out of the equation, the real cost for all that fancy upgraded trim is $3,495. Now, in regards to Z06, now keep in mind the Z06 comes standard with head-up display, so the 2LZ package is $3,565. When you step up to the 3LZ package, it's $8,945. But again, remember, it includes that $1,795 navigation. Thanks for watching, guys.